Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a faithful trip that started when this Noah guy was told to build a ship. It hadn't rained in a very long while, so his neighbors all made fun. But Noah showed faith and built the ark, knowing the flood would surely come. The promised flood would come. The weather started getting rough, the animals came in pairs. If not for the faith of a single man, creation would not have been spared. Creation would not have been spared. It rained and poured for 40 days, with the ark all safe and snug. With Noah, his wife helped too. His sons and wives all played a part. With the animals on a big boat for about 1 year, here on Noah's Ark.
All right, everybody, today Bazuba and I wanted to come together and tell you what our subject is going to be. This morning, we are going to be talking about patience. You need to have patience.
I'm no doctor. I don't have any patience.
That's not what I mean.
What not?
No, you're using the...
No what?
Wait, let me finish.
Wait, you call me heavy? Oh, I haven't been able to exercise like normal. You know, to go out and smell a flower.
Flower? And you don't seem to hear what I am saying.
You don't seem to hear what I am saying.
Bazuba, that makes no sense.
Since when?
Okay, well at least that was in the right context.
I'm always right.
You would say that.
Yep, I sure would.
We have been locked up together for way too many days.
Way too many days.
You are one funny bear.
Yeah, but at least I'm not a bear. You know, Mr. Seabird, you could use some patience.
What is the hardest thing you have ever had to wait for?
I get tired of waiting for this COVID stuff to get over. The one thing I hate waiting for is ice cream.
Sometimes we go for a vacation and it's whenever we get ready, it's a very long time and I can't wait.
The one thing I hate for waiting for is breakfast.
Food. I get tired of waiting for when it's someone else's birthday, waiting for them to blow out the candles. I hate to wait for people that's going to meet me at my house. I really want when I'm waiting for to be in baseball.
You can't wait for baseball? Nice.
So who can tell me what this is? Do you have any guesses? So for those that don't know, this is called a crock pot. It's a kind of slow cooker. And it takes all day to prepare a single meal. So when you cook in the crock pot, you have to plan well in advance. So any meat, veggies, or other ingredients that you want to put in the crock pot, you put them in the early morning, so then they'll cook all day and will be ready for dinner. And it's a slow process, but the results are well worth it. But some people prefer to use a microwave instead of a crock pot. And this can be used to turn frozen food into dinner in minutes instead of hours. But microwave food can't touch crock pot food in comparison.
Yeah.
The best meals aren't rushed. They're slow cooked and they are well worth the wait. Yeah. It's never easy when God tells us to wait, but it's always better. Noah didn't really have a choice. Without land to set foot on outside of the ark, he and his family would have died. And I highly doubt any of them were happy spending all that time, those long days and nights on the smelly earth with all the animals cramped together. And you may be feeling that way right now too. But in the end, considering the alternative, they were glad to wait. When God tells you to wait, don't get angry. Be thankful. God is preparing his best for you. And it may take time, but God will use that waiting time to remind you that the one thing you need most isn't a thing at all. It's him.
And now we turn it over to Sunny Days for a look at the weather. Sunny?
Misty, you are not going to believe this, but it appears not only has it begun raining, but that it is still raining. The worst part is I'm still waiting on that umbrella that I ordered, and I hate waiting.
Sounds to me like you need to work on your patience.
Sounds to me like I need an umbrella.
You sound bitter.
I feel wet. Last time I used that service from the Amazon, maybe they should deliver their packages by cheetah instead of by camels.
So how does the weather look?
Open up your window and check for yourself.
Okay, that has been a look at our weather with Sunny Days. More like gloomy gusts.
What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are doing awesome. I have a great game that I want to play today, and it's going to demonstrate your patience. It's actually a really simple game, but it's going to put your patience to a test. Find someone in your house to play with you, your mom, dad, brother, sister, anyone, and tell them to join you right now. If you're by yourself, you can still play. Now, let's find out who the winner is going to be. How you play this game is pretty simple. You sit patiently and look this way until the minute is up. When you think you've been sitting for a minute, you'll quietly stand to your feet. We're going to see you can stand to their feet closest to 1 minute or 60 seconds. Understand? After I say go, simply sit quiet until you think the minute has passed. If you're still sitting after the minute has passed, you didn't win. You cannot go over. If you're the last person to stand before the minute is up, congratulations, you won. Are you ready to play? On your mark, get set. Go! Your timer starts now. So, have you guys been watching any good movies? Maybe like, I don't know, Disney? I know there's a couple of good shows like Lego Masters, that's out. You guys should see that if you haven't seen that yet. That's a good one. They like build Legos and like people from all around the world and like there's famous people and all that. I've been watching Cars recently, Cars. I gotta say, Mater is one of the best characters that you could get in Cars. It's pretty funny. Lightning McQueen, yeah, he's alright, but he's no Mater. The power outage, you guys remember that? 24 hours with no power. That must have been hard. It was hard for me. I read a lot. So have you guys pulled out any of your old toys? Nerf guns? Legos? You know, we just had that Lego theme recently at church. So we pulled out a bunch of Legos for that. I've got out my... Done! Your minute is up. Congratulations! That was tougher than I thought. You are definitely learning all about patience, even with that silly game. Now, check this out.
Good evening and welcome to Top Chef. You know, with the arrival of summer, what could be more fun than cooking around a campfire? So tonight we have a great competition for you. We've brought some of the greatest culinary battles in history on this show, but tonight, it's about s'mores. The simplest of ingredients, maybe, or is it? You know, everybody likes their own preference of s'mores. Burnt, just a little char, or just that perfect marshmallow brown. And that's what we're going for tonight. It takes a great deal of skill dedication, and most of all, patience. Tonight, our first competitor comes from the culinary genius of Panda Express. Meet our head fortune cookie baker, Josh Dyer. Our second competitor, all the way from Springfield, Illinois. Meet Drew Dyer, the head pastry chef at Chick-fil-A. And finally, our third competitor comes all the way from the famed restaurant Fa La 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 Foie Gras. Meet our famous cookie cutter, Nathaniel Robert Dyer. Well, it looks like someone cannot handle the pressure. With that, Drew Dyer is out of the competition. And who is going to win this battle? Oh no, it looks like Chef Dyer has gotten his marshmallow a little too close to the fire. Look at this patience, this brilliant effort, the steady hand, and hence the perfect marshmallow. That, as they say in the business, is how the cookie crumbles. Well done, Chef Josh. So, in life, just like cooking, life takes a lot of patience. It's important. If you don't have the patience to wait for your creation or your marshmallow to cook fully, you will never truly enjoy it. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Campfire edition of Top Chef. Join us next week as we go on the 7 seas and have a showdown between the top chefs of the cruise line.
Shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. No matter what I'm gonna face tomorrow. I build my life on everything you say. Turn the light on, now I see forever. The path is clearer out in front of me. I put one foot in front of the other, keeping my eyes on you. My life following Jesus, I trust you. I trust you. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes and things break. You are my rock, my everything. As the world shakes
Anyone out there wondering when I'm going to talk? I kept waiting, didn't I? How many of you enjoy waiting? No one enjoys waiting. But like it or not, we can't get away from it. Before this whole coronavirus, we had to wait at school to go to the bathroom. Or we had to wait at school to go to lunch or recess or the end of the day. When we went to the grocery store, we had to wait in line. When we went to Walmart, we had to wait in line. When we go to the movie theaters, we had to sit patiently in our seats and wait for the movie to start. Or we had to wait for a movie to come out. When we go to Six Flags or Disney World, we have to wait in line so that we can ride our favorite rides. We even have to wait for the things that we really can wait for, like visiting the doctor or the dentist. You have to sit there in that waiting room with those magazines until it's your turn to see the dentist or the doctor. It's almost like waiting to be tortured. But waiting can teach us something very important, and that's patience. Patience is the willingness to wait for things. Patient people are calm people who don't get agitated and angry because they have to wait. Patient people are willing to hold out for something better, who don't rush in and settle for something less. Patient people are willing to wait for the best. Patient people understand that the one thing they need most is God. Now, we don't usually talk about patience in relation to Noah, but we really should. I know you're sitting at home and you're frustrated and you want to go out and you want to do things and you're waiting for this whole thing to be over. But if anyone had to endure a long, trying time of being stuck inside and having to wait, it was Noah. Check out what Genesis chapter 8 verses 1 to 14 says. Genesis chapter 8 verses 1 to 14.
But God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and the livestock that were with him in the ark. And he sent a wind over the earth, and the waters receded. Now the springs of the deep and the floodgates of the heavens had been closed, and the rain had stopped falling from the sky. The water receded steadily from the earth. At the end of the 150 days the water had gone down, and on the 17th day of the 7th month the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The waters continued to recede until the 10th month, and on the first day of the 10th month the tops of the mountains became visible. After 40 days, Noah opened a window he had made in the ark and sent out a raven, and it kept flying back and forth until the water had dried up from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the water had receded from the surface of the ground. But the dove could find nowhere to perch because there was water over all the surface of the earth, so it returned to Noah in the ark. He reached out his hand and took the dove and brought it back to himself in the ark. He waited 7 more days and again sent out the dove from the ark. When the dove returned to him in the evening, there in its beak was a freshly plucked olive leaf. Then Noah knew that the water had receded from the earth. He waited 7 more days and sent the dove out again, but this time it did not return to him. By the first day of the 1st month of Noah's 601st year, the water had dried up from the earth. Noah then removed the covering from the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was dry. By the 27th day of the 2nd month, the earth was completely dry.
The writer of Genesis tells us that Noah sent out birds to look for land. 3 times he sent out birds to look for land before he discovered that the waters had gone down, had receded. And what the writer leaves out is what Noah did in the meantime. He cleaned the animal pens. He fed the animals. He watered the animals. He probably did all that stuff over and over and over. And he broke up fights among his sons. He probably dealt with seasickness. And the rain came down for 40 days and 40 nights, almost 6 weeks. But even after the rain stopped, it was still a long wait until the land appeared again. And Noah and his family were stuck inside that boat for over half a year, caring for the animals and shoveling poo and trying to keep from getting seasick. And they couldn't just run out and leave the boat, could they? There was nowhere to go. They had to wait on the Lord, trusting that He would see them through this voyage and lead them to safety in His own time. Patience doesn't come easy for anyone. We live in a world of high-speed internet and microwaves and interstates. We don't like standing around. We want to go from one thing to another instantly. We want everything right now. But God can teach us something very important if we're patient. He can teach you what's most important. The thing that you want really badly may come in time, and when it does, it's going to be great. But in the meantime, you have everything you need right now. You've got Jesus. Because when you accept Jesus, you have the Holy Spirit in your heart. And through him, that means you have a direct line of communication to God. And all the things that we have to wait for on this earth, the vacations and the holidays and the special events and the new movies and the new toys, see, those are all temporary. None of those things are going to last. When this world ends, all those things I just mentioned and everything else are going to end with it. But Jesus is eternal. He is our Savior now and forever. And he may make you wait for some things from time to time, but there's never any waiting when you need to reach him. Waiting is a part of life. We wait every day for something just to get there and end up waiting for something else. And I hope and pray that none of us will ever have to wait for over a half a year on a ship full of smelly animals like Noah. But even if you do, know that God is going to be on that ship with you. If you are patient, God will see that you get his best. But in the meantime, you get something even greater. You get him. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back here next week.
Hey boys and girls, next week is Mother's Day and I could use your help. We're going to take 1 week off from our Noah series and we're going to spend 1 week celebrating and talking about mothers. And so here's what I need you to do. Send me a video and tell me why you love your mother. Email it to me, text it to me, Facebook message it to me, but let me know, why do you love your mother?
Cut.
And I'm recording.
What's everybody?
Good evening and welcome to tonight's version of... Hold on.
Great start.
You don't have any lines.
Go ahead and close it out. Like, this has been Top Chef.
This has been Top Chef. Next week we come at you... I don't know. Next week is...
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to have one. Let me go back. It was my fault. I was doing.
Oh, that was good too.
Hey, can you move that table out?
Dang.
Move the table out of the way. You did. Hey, step over though.
That's my dream job, man.
I didn't know you were gonna burn. Just getting rid of it. All right.
And it's just the first intro, right?
Yeah, just up to yeah. Welcome to Top Chef. With the arrival of summer.
Hey, I just did it perfect, and you messed it up.
How about it's actually recording right now? Go.